Welcome to another Zbrush tutorial, now this time on scaling within Zbrush. Now this video won't cover anything Scalemaster related, as I've already covered this in another video linked down below. So with that out of the way, let's go through scaling within Zbrush, and just like with most things in Zbrush, it is unnecessarily complicated for no reason. First up, let's look at the scale Zbrush works best in. Now it's this right here, the default shapes that you insert into a scene. This size is the biggest your subtools should get. Whether you're doing a full-blown character or a shoe, they should fit within this cube. If things get too small or too big, your brushes and compatibility will go out the window. The default cube, by the way, is 2 by 2 by 2, not 1 by 1 by 1, and you can verify this in the size menu over here. This will give you the parameters of what you're dealing with. Now that you know this, you can resize your tools to fit within this cube range, as it's the best range for Zbrush. Things within this relative scale, like I said, will work great within Zbrush. Now the best way to scale things within Zbrush to this scale would be to unify the mesh, found under Deformation and Unify. Now another way, if you need to resize multiple subtools at once, would be to use the Transpose All Tools option here by selecting it and then selecting all your tools like this, and then scaling it manually. Now I prefer this method as it has more control, but it also won't move any subtools that are masked, so be careful. If that's a little too much of a gamble for you, you could use Transpose Master instead, found under Z Plugins, T-Pose Mesh on the left, then you can unify this mesh under Deformation, and then T-Pose again to subtools on the right. This creates a separate subtool, by the way, to modify, then it transfers those attributes to the original mesh. Now each method is great, but they do come with their own set of problems and eccentricities. So that's why I prefer the good old Transpose All tools, but it's up to you depending on what you want and kind of what you need. It's also a good idea to know all three of these ways because sometimes you can't use the other ones because of certain reasons. Okay, so now you're working at the proper size, but when you try to move between tool sets, you'll notice that the scaling is way off here as well. Great. So to understand why this is the case, let's look at Zbrush's importing of tools and Zbrush's scaling when importing or exporting. If we select any default tool and move to export settings, you'll notice that all the sliders are on 0. Now to show how or why this changes, let's try and bring in another mesh from another program. In this case, I'm bringing in this shoe from Maya. I'll import and select the mesh, and immediately we see that its scale is exactly 2, but under the export settings the numbers here have changed. This happened because Zbrush scaled the mesh automatically to fit the default scale, 2 by 2 by 2, but because it wanted to respect the mesh's original scale, it changed the export numbers, so when we export this mesh, it exports at the scale it is in Maya. We can test this out by re-importing it back into Maya, and yep, it is the right scale. So yeah, this is why the scaling will randomly change in Zbrush without you explicitly setting it up this way. And also, if you want all the subtools to be the same when inserting between tools, you'll have to make sure all the tools share the same export setting numbers. You could negate this by creating a default measuring tool in Maya or whatever program you prefer to set the height of your mesh, then import that into Zbrush and work using those settings, but this can be dangerous as it will mean that the export settings here will be odd numbers, and that brings a whole nother set of problems. So it's best to just work within Zbrush's parameters and then scale things later in the export settings manually, or use the Scalemaster when exporting out of Zbrush. None of these is the best solution, but they both work. Scalemaster is probably better though, so like I said, you can check the video down below. And yes, these export numbers will also control the import scaling if you change them, which is very annoying, so keep that in mind as well when you're importing and exporting a mesh. And hey, I think that's about it for the complicated foray into scaling within Zbrush. Again, you can find out more info on Scalemaster in the video linked down below. And if you want to learn more, you can check out my other videos, my website, my blog, my Discord. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section, and as usual, I will see you in the next one.